Hello, everyone. How are you? Hope you're having an incredible time, and may peace be upon you. Welcome to the show. It Takes Courage. With me, your host, Dr. Izdihar Jamil. And today I have a very special guest, Laura Clancy. Let me bring her up on the show here. And Laura is a story and mindset strategist. She's also a singer and performer. And we are going to be talking about cut the BS and finish your book fast without overwhelm. So Laura, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Iz. It's great to see you.
Thank you, Laura. All right, let's cut the BS and go straight to the point. What is the biggest thing that is making people stuck with their book?
It's their mindset. It all starts in the mind, and they have to write it from their mind. And then they find ways and distractions to distract themselves. I think a lot of it is imposter syndrome, because until you do something, you're not something. So you feel like, who am I to write a book? But I believe everybody has a book, a desire to write a book in them. And everybody has a book in them. Everybody is a walking story.
Absolutely. And a book is just a walking story. And what I find most interesting is that they have the desire. In fact, they have said that I really want a book. I really want to write a book. People have been telling me for years that I should write a book, but they get stuck because of overcomplicating things. They want to do everything themselves and wanting things to be perfect. Or all of a sudden, like another project comes in. Oh no, I have to put on this project because another project is a priority. And 5 years on, 10 years on, there's still no book. And it is doing a disservice for the audience, Laura, because when they have thought about that idea and don't act on it, other people who have written a book are going places, are soaring with the book idea and the impact that they have. So we know now what makes people get stuck, but what about how do we move them from being stuck to unstuck? And I feel this is your core genius in things.
Oh, how to get them from being stuck to unstuck. They need to make the declaration. They need to say, I am ready. They need to set a timeline. And then they need accountability and someone to hold their hand, because it's a very large project. And it's like, well, how about the grammar? I'm not good with grammar. I don't know how to. The thought of sitting down and hammering out something that's 100 pages or 90 pages or 50 pages is overwhelming. And if they realize that you just do it one incremental step at a time, which is something you do really well, and you put a timeline on it, it'll be done before you know it.
Absolutely. And having this container, right? Having this container of people who believe in you, people who are nurturing with you, people who are going to show up with your dreams or show up when you get stuck. And having a clear plan. Clear plan doesn't mean it has to be complicated with 100 different to-do lists. A clear plan means something simple. Sometimes it's like Laura says, incremental, one thing a day that you can think of, but it keeps the book and the project moving forward one step at a time. And one of the things that Laura and I share, Laura and I actually are hosting a masterclass next Tuesday. I believe it's next Tuesday.
It's Thursday. Next Thursday.
Yeah,
I think it's on Thursday.
yes, so April 24th at 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And so we are going to be teaching people how to finish your book fast. And one of the things that Laura and I talked about just before this is that the finish line is the finish line. We are not going to move the finish line just to please you or just to make things convenient for you. Remember, in any sports, whether it's football, netball, basketball, hockey, the finish line is the finish line. So whenever you cross that finish line is when you have completed the book. So what we are looking for, I feel this is one of the biggest characteristics of clients that are really successful when they work with us, Laura, is when they say yes to themselves and they say yes to crossing the finish line. So talk us through about that mindset of saying yes to yourself and crossing the finish line even when you don't feel like doing or even when you don't feel ready, Laura.
You know, I've heard speakers talk about discipline, and it's selective discipline. So it's a short period of time that we work with people to get their book up and either done or certainly running. And we really mean it. We want you to mean it. That's what we're saying here is don't join if you're kind of, wondering, should I do it? I don't know. Well, once you make the decision to do it, move toward that goal. And then you're not carrying around this excess baggage of, the burden of shoulda, coulda, woulda, boy, if I had. And that's another thing is I don't want people to regret. Everybody has that book in them and they have information to convey. One of my first coaches, you may not know this story, but one of my first coaches, when I wrote my solo book, said, who are you to withhold the information from your audience? And that turned me on. And I wrote my own book in 30 days. I didn't have you or me. I just did it. And so we break it into small pieces and they can get there. We 100% believe that.
Absolutely. And one of the things that we do not do, but it's going to help you finish your book fast, is that we are not going to do the work for you. Like you have to show up. Laura and I will help you. We'll be there for you. We'll give you ideas, tips, clarity, or simple things that you can do in a process. It's going to streamline everything. And, we're going to tell you, all right, move this part here, the storyline when you want to do it this way. But one thing we will not do is do the work for you, because this is so important. Like a lot of people, they will help them out. They will cross over boundaries, but I feel this isn't the one that's gonna be the game changer in their lives, because they will keep on resisting. They will keep on carrying that baggage. And Laura was just saying a story about her aunt. Tell us what that story about, Laura, about your aunt with that particular program.
Yeah, my aunt was always working on her weight, and she found a practitioner here locally who had a seminar. And in the seminar, the lady was very clear. She was a chiropractor, nutritionist, and she was very clear that if the person who signed up for her program wasn't willing to do the work, she didn't want them to sign up. And that was something for my aunt. My aunt was like, yes, I need somebody with that level of accountability who believes in me and I believe in them. So it's a two-way street. When you hire someone to help you, you have to do the work, but we have a responsibility too to put your feet to the fire and make you work hard. And sometimes it's not going to feel good, but you'll get the job done. So it's almost like when motivation is gone, discipline has to take over. Discipline starts the action starts the clarity. And it's just this incredible virtuous cycle.
Cool. So, oopsie, something has happened with, I think it's my camera. I think Rehan is here. Okay, just a second. I think, let me see what's happening.
That's pretty funny.
Because Rehan adjusted something with my camera.
I can see a racetrack. Rayhan, her son, is into sports cars. So here we are. As you can see,
Okay, here we are.
solve problems. You solved your problem.
Yes, solve the problem. So, okay, so this is what we do whenever things are happen in real time. We figure out a solution, we come down, and then we solve the problem. And what I wanted to say, Laura, writing a book is not, it is a complicated process because there are multiple parts to it. But the cool part is that you don't have to worry or care about this complicated process, because if you have someone that's going to guide you or help you do all those things, you only have to focus on one thing and one thing only, which is sharing your story. And that's what Laura is great about. Laura is an author herself. She's a TEDx speaker, and she's also a singer-songwriter. So when you write songs, you only have you cannot write songs with everything you want to say, because the song is only 3 minutes and you have to be really intentional with your word, and everything has to flow. So here's what it takes to write your book fast or finish your book fast. And we would love for you to join our masterclass on April 24th at 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, where we're going to go further deeper into it. So the first is that you always want to identify a valuable story that connects with your audience. That's step number one. Step number two is that you really want to nail down a simple but effective process. It cannot be complicated in terms for you to cross the finish line. And you really want to have a great team. A team that cares, a team that nurtures, a team that's an expert at what they do, but also is going to show up. And the last thing is that whenever you get stuck, you want to know what are the things you can do to get yourself unstuck. So one of the things that we're going to do in the masterclass, it is both an education and entertainment, is that we're going to show you a couple of things to get you unstuck. And one of the ways is Laura is going to be singing her number one fan favorite song. The camera again. So this is Rehan. Tak mau kacau, okay? Rehan, oh my God. See, so when you have a little one who's like loves you so much, who wants to help you out. Okay, so Laura is going to be sharing her number one song, fan favorite song, Up Yours. So Laura, you want to tell people about your song while I figure out my camera?
I will. Yes. It started as one of my 3 critical steps as a professional speaker. I wanted to have these 3 critical steps that our mentor told us to have during this speech. And I came up with 3, and I turned all 3 of them actually into a song, but it was, I've upped my standards, now up yours. And now that's become sort of an experience that I've created. It's called Life's a Game, Up Yours. So that's basically the song. And it's really upping your standards. Like, are you going to get to the end when you're too old to do anything and let this thing that you've wanted to do, write a book? So many people want to write books, be on your to-do list that you didn't do, or do you want to just do it? And this is the time, if not now, when? And I just think it's so important. Again, it's a legacy that you leave. It's your wisdom that you leave. Yes, it is a way to grow your business. I know there's that opportunity as well. But even just writing a book for your children, it's a noble cause. They don't know all the history and stories that you know. You probably haven't had enough time to, now I'm by myself. So, yeah. So here she is. Okay. But I really encourage you to join us. And if not us, then someone else. They won't have the same flavor. Iz and I hold space for people. We truly want you to get over the finish line. We bring our belief in you, our belief in, our spiritual beliefs. And we just want everybody to win-win. And we really mean it. I've seen a lot of other people out there. I don't even see them as competition because they're not us. And maybe we don't have the same vibe for you. But if we do, I really, really encourage you to join us, because I've seen incredible things happen in this 4 weeks. That's it. That's 28 days, maybe 30 days. And people go from 0 chapters to having a full book written. Now, where are you? Are you still
I
here?
am here. I'm here. I'm just here. Something is off with my camera, but it's also a sign. And yes, so come and join us on the masterclass, April 24th at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Just reach out to us. The links usually are in our bio, or just drop us a DM to ask for the masterclass details, and we'll send it over to you. And what Laura mentioned before is our collective energy is holding the space, holding the line so that you can cross the finish line. It's not easy to help people cross the finish line because it takes a lot more to cross the finish line than not cross the finish line, because distraction comes in, and then resistance comes in, challenges comes in. You start to see, but that's the space that we hold because we want you to share your voice to the world and make an impact, leave a legacy, because otherwise you are doing a disservice not only to yourself, but the people who needs to hear your message. So Laura, let's wrap up the interview with one big thing, like the biggest takeaway or the biggest wisdom that you have seen, or maybe you want to share about your friend who had this dream of writing a book for many years. And let's
Now,
leave people with that.
I'll share my friend Michelle's story. So Michelle and I have been friends since college, which was a long time ago. I think we've been friends for 42 years, I think, maybe 44. I'm not sure. And Michelle started her own business about 15 years ago. And so she's been talking about writing a book for about that length of time. And, it's never been as easy as it is now. It's a lot easier now than it was 10 years ago. And finally, she leapt. And because she trusted me, she trusted she had met and she is now a author. She has written her chapters. And it was so gratifying for me to watch her go and get excited and work on these chapters and create something from nothing except for her ideas. I mean, that's not nothing, but she felt like she had nothing. And she went through who am I to write a book? There are so many books out there like this. And now she has this beautiful book. And it's really interesting because, as we know, the universe works this way. Now that she's written the books, people are coming to her as the expert in the things she wanted to write about. So it's almost like by creating it, the energy is out there, and she's created basically something that she can run seminars and group sessions and 10-week group sessions with people. So it's truly just a gift you give to yourself and to the world when you write something like a book, and then it's tangible. It's something tangible you can hand off about yourself.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Laura. All right, everybody, make sure you join us or go to izdiharjamil.com/masterclass or drop us a DM. Laura and I are both on social media. Drop us a DM for the masterclass details. And we hope to see you on Finish Your Book Fast Without Overwhelm masterclass on April 24th at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. All right, Laura, let's wrap it up and say goodbye to everybody. And what's your one word wisdom for everybody when they want to finish their book fast?
Join us. It will happen fast. It will be magical.
Yes, let's stick with magical. Okay. Magical would be the way forward. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. And remember, the courage to share your voice starts with you. Take care. May peace be upon you. Let's say bye to everybody, Laura.
Bye. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, let's wrap